I'm saying that we shouldn't get so caught up in how the phone feels and what it's made of if we then go and slap a plastic case on it. This is what we see so much all over the place. Broken smartphone screens, scratched edges, broken backs. They're so fragile. Hey everyone, I'm Gary, this is FoxTech, and today I'm going to be talking about all things smartphone design, build materials and cases. Should smartphones be made from glass, metal or plastic? You see, the thing is, we look at the design during an announcement or on a website and we think it looks great. Then we order the phone, it comes and it's all about that feel in the hand. Then the same day, I'd guess about 90% of people put a plastic case on their phone and don't take it off unless they need to change the SIM card or they drop it down the toilet and they have to clean it. Now, there's kind of three main reasons why people use cases on their phones. Obviously, for protection against both drops and scratches, as well as to add some grip to the phone, because these days phones are more slippy than ever. And finally, the introduction of horrible, gigantic camera bumps on the backs of phones means that cases are needed so that when you put your phone down on a surface, it doesn't rock all over the place. To get some information for this video, I ran 2 polls on my social media accounts, so go follow me there if you don't already. The results were pretty interesting. The 2 polls were, firstly, what material is the back of your current smartphone made of, as well as one asking, do you have a case on your current smartphone? Now let's start with the first one because there seems to be some mistakes in the voting on that one. Across Twitter, YouTube and Instagram, there were 178 votes regarding the material on the back of your phone. This is where the confusion came in, and I think people voted for plastic when they actually meant to vote for glass. 3 people actually messaged me since the poll telling me they made that exact mistake. I don't know how. However, the results were as follows. 46% of people have a glass-backed phone, 17% have a metal-backed phone, and 37% have a plastic-backed phone. Apparently. 3 other people that I spoke to actually thought the back of their phone was plastic when it was in fact glass or metal. So let's take these results with a pinch of salt. I think more people have glass-backed phones than this poll really shows. The second poll is more simple. Do you have a case on your current smartphone? Yes or no? If you messed this one up, then I really don't know what to say. After 164 votes, the results showed that 86% of people use a case on their phone and 14% of people don't. This is the interesting one for me. This shows that the majority of consumers out there are using a case on their smartphone. Most cases, as we know, are some form of plastic or rubber, but in this case, it doesn't really matter what it's made of. Glass and plastic are the 2 main materials used on the back of phones in most recent years due to the growth in wireless charging. Wireless charging can't work through metal, so for a company to bring wireless charging to their phone, they need to either go glass, plastic, or cut a hole in the metal where the wireless charging can sit and then cover it in a bioresin, just like what we see on the Google Pixel 5. Glass is the most common at the moment, whether it's a frosted finish or a glossy finish, because of its more premium look and feel. However, does that feel even matter when 86% of people put a plastic case on their phone anyway? Does it even matter if the phone is really a fingerprint magnet? I see so many people talking about a phone's design and the feel in the hand, and then they smack a plastic case on it so they don't actually feel the phone for the next 12 months. I understand that we spend loads of money when it comes to phones and we just want to protect our purchase, and correctly so. I'm not saying that we shouldn't use a case on our phones. I'm saying that we shouldn't get so caught up in how the phone feels and what it's made of if we then go and slap a plastic case on it. Most recently, I've used the Pixel 4a and the Pixel 5. The Pixel 4a had a plastic unibody back and the Pixel 5 is metal, as mentioned before. I've not used a case on either of these phones because of 3 reasons. 1, they're grippy enough for me because it's not glass and I'm not scared about it smashing. 2, I feel it's a great size without a case on it. And 3, the camera bump, especially on the Pixel 5, is so small that I'm happy putting it flat on a surface and it won't rock around. Before the Pixels, I was using the OnePlus Nord and the OnePlus 8 Pro, both of which have glass backs, both of which I used a case on because glass is glass and glass breaks. They were also kind of slippy with the big camera bumps and the case nullified that. The other form of protection for phones these days are screen protectors, And now, I'm not talking about those plastic ones that come pre-installed on some phones. I'm talking about tempered glass screen protectors. Again, on the Pixel 4a and the Pixel 5, I've not used a screen protector because I'm trying to be more careful with my phones and enjoy them for how they were meant to be experienced. However, a good tempered glass screen protector is a good investment. It's just with curved screens these days, it's even harder to find a good one. So flat displays should definitely make a return, and it's good to see that they have in recent phone launches this year. Screen protectors are very useful, and there's not many better feelings than you thinking you've smashed your screen to realise that the screen protector took all the damage. Take it off, replace it, and you're good to go again. A screen protector has less of an impact on the overall feel of the phone than a case does, and with the amount of broken screens I've seen walking around, they're really useful. That's the thing though, if the back of the phone is made of glass, then there's no surprise that so many people are putting cases on their phones. If the back was made of a high quality strong polycarbonate that feels great to hold, is lightweight, has a matte look so it doesn't show fingerprints, and has a small camera bump, I think that a lot more people will be inclined to go without a case. I can see it now. Someone will go without a case on their phone, drop it, and then blame it on me for talking about it in this video. I'm not necessarily saying don't use a case though. For example, I just bought an iPhone 12 on launch day, which is my first iPhone in about 4 years, and it feels awesome without a case. But I bought an Apple first party case to use with it because even though it's made with their new ceramic shield glass, it's still glass and glass breaks. We've seen this all over social media in the last couple of days, iPhone 12 scratching and cracking. A high quality plastic on the other hand, well that might convince me to not use a case. The phone's internals could be exactly the same, but instead of a fragile back, it could be a different, more durable material. But then again, Apple wouldn't sell as many cases and would lose money from that, so it's probably not happening anytime soon. And that's the other side of it. Case manufacturers are making tons of money these days because the majority of people use cases on their phones, and alongside every single smartphone launch, we see hundreds of cases launch with loads of different styles and thicknesses. Both smartphone and case manufacturers will lose money the less cases they can sell. So the more fragile these phones are, the more likely we are to want to protect them with a plastic case, meaning we're more likely to spend money. There are two ways which this video could be taken. Firstly, that I'm telling people that cases are pointless and that they shouldn't use a case, but that's not the case. See what I did there? Cases and screen protectors are useful in protecting glass sandwiches that we carry around with us every single day. The second way that it could be taken, and that I hope that it's taken, is that we don't need to be so caught up in the materials used on the back and side of a smartphone if we're just going to slap a case on it anyway. In addition to this, smartphone manufacturers could save us a lot of money and could make phones with a high quality polycarbonate back, or any new material that they can come up with. This would make the phone lighter and mean that if we wanted to stick a case on it, which the majority of people probably would do anyway, then we could. It's been so obvious to me with all these smartphone releases in Techtember and Techtober that we love premium designs, we love the feel of glass and stainless steel and all these fancy designs, and then we go and stick a cheap plastic case on the outside. So what's the point in using expensive fragile materials then? Lots of people sell their phones a few years down the line, so keeping them in pristine condition may be a priority to get as much money back as possible, and that's another reason why a lot of people use cases. At the end of the day, if 86% of people are putting a plastic or rubber feeling case on their phone, then why does it matter if the phone is made of plastic? If we're all putting a nice case on our phones, then what about if the company saved the end user £200, didn't use glass on the back, and we got the same phone for less money and we can stick the exact same case on it anyway? Definitely something to think about. If you got this far in the video, then thanks for watching. Don't go ripping all your cases off and breaking all your phones, but let's realise that with all these £1,000 smartphone releases, so many people just smack a plastic case on it anyway. So it doesn't matter if it shows fingerprints, or if it's stainless steel or aluminium, or whatever the hell it's made of. This was FoxTech, and I'll catch you in the next one.